In the hustle and bustle of everyday life, we often stop noticing how incredible the world around us truly is. The small things seem insignificant, but it's in these very things that God hides His power. How often do you pass by something ordinary and fail to consider that it might be a sign, a lesson, or even a blessing? What if every day of our lives is a unique opportunity to see God in the simplest of things? Today, I'll show you how to find God's presence in the small moments and make your life truly meaningful. Stick with us until the end. You'll find not only inspiration but also answers to questions that may have been stirring in your heart for a long time. Often, when we think of God's presence, we imagine something grand: miracles, great signs, or special spiritual experiences. But the truth is, God often works through the simplest, sometimes even unnoticed things. Think about an early morning sunrise, the first rays of light breaking through the clouds. Isn't that a miracle, even though we take it for granted? Or a chance encounter with someone who speaks a few kind words and offers support when you need it most. Isn't that a manifestation of God's love, sent through another person? Jesus taught us to find meaning in simplicity. His parables, like the parable of the sower, were about the most ordinary things: seeds, trees, workers. But hidden within those simple images was deep wisdom. We just need to learn how to see this wisdom in our own surroundings. When you look at the world through the eyes of faith, everything starts to take on a different meaning. A simple conversation with a friend becomes a spiritual experience, and a walk in the park becomes a time to feel God's presence through nature. One of the most beautiful examples of God revealing Himself through simple things is the story of Elijah hearing God's voice. In the book of Kings, it says there was a great wind, but the Lord was not in the wind. Then there was an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. Then came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper, and in that whisper, Elijah heard God's voice. This is a powerful reminder that God often speaks to us in the quiet moments, through the simple and unseen things we often overlook. In each of our lives, there are moments when we seek answers, when we ask God for a miracle. We wait for something grand, but we often forget that God is already with us in our everyday lives. Think about something as simple as comfort during a tough time. When you're feeling down and someone offers you a cup of tea or simply listens to you, that's God at work through others. Sometimes we miss these moments because we're expecting something bigger. But remember, God is great even in the small things. Have you ever experienced a time when your prayer was answered, but you didn't recognize it right away? Maybe you prayed for a new job or financial stability, and then you just happened to meet someone who helped you with that. It may seem like a coincidence, but with faith, we understand that it's God's hand at work. God moves through these coincidences and encounters, which are not random at all. You can often feel God's presence in nature. A simple example is the rain. For some, it's just a weather event, but if you think about it, rain is a gift that revives the earth, gives life to plants, and nourishes our world. Like many other natural phenomena, it reminds us of God's care for His creation. Look around at nature; it's full of wonders that speak of how great God is and how deep His love for us is. Another example of God's presence in ordinary things is music. Music can touch our souls, change our mood, and offer comfort or inspiration. Can be a prayer without words. How often has music filled your heart with joy or peace, helping you through difficult times? This is yet another reminder that God is with us, even in the things we might see as ordinary. Faith is not just about going to church or reading the Bible. Faith is the ability to see God's hand in every day. It's the confidence that even when you don't notice, God is still at work in your life. It could be a stranger's smile, a quiet moment in the rush of the day, the smell of fresh bread, or the rustling of leaves in the wind. All these small things remind us of God's goodness and love. So how can we learn to see God in the small things? Start with something simple. Slow down. Stop rushing around and try to notice more of what's happening around you. Set a goal to find at least one thing every day that shows you God's presence. It can be anything: the sunlight, a kind act, or just a moment of peace. The more you practice this, the clearer you'll begin to see God's work in your life. Another key is gratitude. When we thank God for the small things, we start to notice more of them. Thank Him for every day, for the people He sends your way, for the moments of joy, and even for the trials. Gratitude opens our hearts and minds to realize that everything we have is a gift from God. The path to spiritual growth is through mindfulness. Every day, try to see not just the external, but the internal. See God's plan not only in great deeds, but in the simplest moments of your life. Remember the words of Jesus: "Seek, and you will find." If we seek God in the small things, we will surely find Him. So, if you want to make your faith more meaningful, start seeing God in the simple things. He is always with us in every moment, in every person, in every event. And remember, nothing is random. Every detail of your life is part of God's greater plan. Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you enjoyed what we discussed, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. There's so much more to come, and if this video reaches 1,000 likes, I'll share with you the secret of God's plan in ordinary events. Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments and share how you've noticed God's presence in your life. See you next time.